Hello and welcome to a new video on the channel. Since it's still winter time, early springtime, it's the perfect time to do some bike maintenance. Today I will show you how you can do a small service on your OneUp Dropper Post and later how to install it, ensuring the correct length of your cable housing and cables. So without further ado, let's go to the video. In order to do this small service on our OneUp V3 Dropper Post, we need some tools. First, we need the 2mm and 5mm hex keys. Then we need a 14mm wrench. We need some suspension grease like ceramic butter. We need something to clean up like this brake cleaner. And we also need a picking tool for the small parts. If you have a stuck collar like I had, you need the strap wrench, which you can get in every parts store. Also, you need something to clean everything up. I use shop towels, or you can use an old shirt. First, we need to undo the actuator. Therefore, you need the 14mm hex key. Like this, and it's pretty easy to undo. Then you pull it out, and you will see the actuator for the cartridge assembly. And there you have two 2mm Allen keys. So we need the 2mm Allen or hex key. We undo those, put them aside, and we can remove the actuator. We will clean it up later. Clean up the lower part of the cartridge assembly. And we need to undo the 5mm key at the top of the dropper post. And then the air cartridge will slip out. I will clean it up. So next we will undo the mid cap assembly. At least in my case I had problems with it. Strap wrench didn't help. The rubber was slipping, so I had to use some pliers. So we can undo it. It's not a problem right now. And we remove it, and then we slip shaft of the dropper post. As you can see, is pretty dirty, so we need to clean everything up. Then we will use the pick to remove the pins. You have the 4 golden pins, which are metal, and 2 plastic pins. They are all used to stop the rotation of your dropper post inside the outer tube. So we will use this pick in order to remove those. Later I will show you how you can easily know in which insertion they need to go back, so you don't line them wrong. Next we can remove those plastic shims. They are also dirty. And we can remove the upper plastic shim and the mid cap assembly. I like this brake cleaner stuff. It's really good to clean, for cleaning such gunky parts of your bike. Now we will clean those plastic shims that go inside the dropper. They are also dirty. If your seal is worn, you should get immediately a rebuild kit. In my case, it's okay. It can be used for another season. So the assembling process, we will start with applying some grease to the seal and the dust wipers inside the collar. So I will use this ceramic butter. It's basically suspension grease, and I like to use such a brush. So you take a small amount of this ceramic butter and you grease the seal and the wiper, dust wiper. So next we slide the mid cap on the upper tube. So after putting some grease in the holes for the insertion pins, we need to return the pins. The easiest way to correctly install the pins back is to identify the only lower channel which sits alone. So basically all other channels are like pairs. And here we install the metal pin. Neighbor ones are also metal pins, and the one on the front is also a metal pin, and the two remaining ones are those plastic pins. As we have said, the two plastic pins and the one metal pin are the back side, and we need to align the back side with the OneUp 180, in my case, writing. So basically your length of your dropper post is your back side of your dropper post, and the back side aligns with those two plastic pins and the one metal pin. So need to align those. We'll fill, yeah, like this. Thread the color, and next we can return the cartridge. To use a 5mm wrench. There's an arrow indicating how you need to turn the cartridge. No need to use excessive force, just use. Now we can return the actuator on the dropper post. So we have cleaned it up, align it, and we use those two small pins, which are 2mm Allen keys, and we can screw in the actuator with the 14mm wrench key. Also, don't use excessive force, just tighten up by hand. And this is it. This is the small service of a OneUp V3 Dropper Post. As we have finished the service of our dropper post, the next step is to install the dropper post onto our bike. To do so, we need to install the cable housing and the cable. Last time I've made a small mistake, so I've cut the cable housing too short. Basically, I've discovered that I need to raise my seat post in order to get a comfortable position on my bike. So this time I will try to avoid that error. Install your dropper post without the cable and find your ideal seat height. Since I know the distance that I need from the collar of the dropper post to my seat clamp, I can adjust the dropper post to the appropriate height and then cut the cable housing to the appropriate length. This is the new cable housing, this is the old one. As I said, I need to cut the new one a bit longer than the old one. Basically, you can use the old one to measure it and then cut a bit more. However, I will show you also the method where you install the dropper post, install the cable housing and cut it to the correct length according to the position of your dropper post actuation lever. In the case of my bike, the Rocky Mountain Element 2022, it's a great solution that the bike has internal cable routing. Basically, you just push the cable housing through the frame and it should appear somewhere in the seat tube. In case of this bike, it's the lower hole on the drive side. You have two holes, one is for the shifting cable housing and one is for the dropper post, the lower one for the dropper. So yeah, we can see the cable appeared. So we have installed the housing. Now we will use the cable. To attach the cable to the dropper post, you have such a small barrel which goes into the actuator. I need to pull the cable throughout the barrel and then attach the barrel to the dropper post. So like this, and now we will route the cable throughout the housing. The cable now ensures that our cable housing stays attached to the dropper actuator. When we pull it, you just push the cable and it should go right to the dropper post. As said before, if you're doing this first time, you just install it without the cable, find your correct saddle height, and then you measure the distance. You can measure it from the rail to the top of the seat clamp, or you can use the dropper collar and the seat clamp, whichever you like or which is easier for you to measure. So the next step is to carefully remove again the dropper post, but leave the cable housing as it is. Now you have the correct position for it somewhere here in the seat tube where you can see it, but you know that it's the correct length. Now we will remove the dropper post and the cable, but the housing will remain the same in position. Then we will cut it to the appropriate length and remove everything and route the cable again through the housing.
check twice. Cut once, it's far better than to cut it too short like I did last time. Cable cutter pliers, and now we will route the cable again, attach the dropper post, and cut the cable to the appropriate length. Also, don't forget to attach the cable housing ending so you have proper fit in your dropper post actuator lever. You can find it hard to press the cable housing together with the cable and the dropper post, and at the same time pulling it on the other side to get it to the appropriate position. However, I will show you now a neat trick how you can do it. Basically, we will remove the actuator, attach it to its position, fasten the cable in the lever, and the lever will act as a holder for our cable so we can properly route the cable housing to its position and attach the dropper post. So we will remove now the lever. We will route the cable, our lever, like this. Ensure that the dropper post is attached to the cable housing like this. Do it gently so you don't damage the cable in case that you need resetting it appropriate location. Now it's attached to our dropper post thanks to the lever, so we can't remove it from its position. Now I will add some carbon friction paste to the dropper post so we ensure a stable and not twisting dropper post. So now we will add some carbon friction paste, and now we will push the saddle height. We'll again reattach our dropper lever. Yeah, it has nice actuation. Later we will cut it when we sit on the bike and check that everything is okay. So this is the process of repairing your dropper post, doing a small service and doing the installation, ensuring the correct length of your cable housing. As you can see, it's not rubbing against the frame. I hope you liked the video. If you did, leave a like for me. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next videos about the races and doing some reviews on some new tires coming for this season. And also, yeah, I hope you found it interesting or you learned something. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one. Bye.